They specifically say that tri-bars are allowed.
Disgusting.
It's not even like it's just not in the small print, they're not banned. They're actually allowed. I would say borderline encouraged, right? I think that's great.
Because, I mean, you must be absolutely buzzing because someone's made an event for you.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit too hilly for me. But
I was going to say, is it flat?
Yeah, it's not downhill. Hello and welcome back to the Talk It Out show and podcast hosted by Dan at UK Bike Fit. My name's Daniel, also known as Triathlon Dan. Dan from UK Bike Fit. Good afternoon, Dan. Shall I say Dan many more times? Today's video is about the newly announced or recently announced British Gravel Championships for 2025. I'm really excited. Dan hasn't really read anything about it, so I'm essentially going to be doing a big download, Dan, telling you all about it, why I'm so buzzing about it, and hopefully some people are going to let me know their thoughts in the comment section down below.
Yeah.
Does that sound okay?
Yes, this has just been announced, hasn't it? And it's going to be, it's a new circuit that hasn't been used for the gravel venue. I know that much. And you've entered it.
I've entered it.
Okay.
I was waiting to be selected, but I think I've been waiting a long time. So, the Gravel Champs is held over 3 days this year, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. The main event for professionals is on the Sunday. It's a 120 kilometre circuit, 4 30-kilometre laps, so 120k in total. 30, 60, 90, 120, yeah.
Quick maths.
Elite women in the morning, I believe, elite men in the afternoon. That's the main event. That's the one where you get the stripy jersey, you are the national champion, and so on. However, the whole event looks awesome. There's a whole weekend all based around this gravel festival feel, and this is what I feel like gravel events are really nailing, and that's going to be the future of them.
Yeah. So we spoke about the I forgot what event it was now. We spoke about gravel events in general, didn't we? Yeah. And said that the whole atmosphere and festival type thing surrounding the event and the stuff they put on in the background and the morning of and then the night before, and that's what makes a gravel event really great, and it sounds like they've done the same here. Yeah, so it's hosted in the Dalby Forest in Yorkshire. The venue, I think, is the same venue as the Dalby Grit, which is at the end of June this year. It's a different course, but the same venue. I'm also doing that one as well, so I'll be interested to see if anybody really goes and uses that for a bit of a recce for the area or not. But yeah, this weekend vibe. So what does the weekend look like? There's an event on the Friday. There is a gravel, now they've called it the National Gravel Time Trial Championships. I'm reliably informed that this isn't a British Cycling endorsed national championships. It's just a case of nobody else has claimed one, so they're going to claim that if you win this, you're the national champ. I'm all for that sort of thing. Brilliant. Do you get a stripy jersey?
Hope so. You get it done yourself. I don't really know. I assume so.
Yeah.
Must be. Although then you could only really wear it at a gravel time trial.
No, you can't get a stripy jersey if it's not BC approved.
Well,
surely not.
Yeah,
you won't be getting one anyway. But does someone get a stripy jersey?
Right. What's getting me excited about this time trial is on a Friday afternoon. I think this is pretty ballsy. They're planning an event on a normal working day. I know not everybody works Monday to Friday, but a lot of people do. Planning it on a working day, so I'd be really interested to see what entry numbers are like. On that day, there are scheduled recce rides for the actual gravel, the actual national champs route. There's recce rides in the morning for the time trial course, and the time trial starts at I think 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's some good bike rules as well, Dan. You're going to love this.
I think I know where this is going.
You're going to love this.
Go on.
They specifically say that tri-bars are allowed.
Disgusting.
It's not even like it's just not in the small print, they're not banned. They're actually allowed. I would say borderline encouraged, right? I think that's great.
Because, I mean, you must be absolutely buzzing because someone's made an event for you.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit too hilly for me. But
I was going to say, is it flat?
Yeah, it's not downhill. So it's 16 kilometres, 200 metres of climbing. So not super hilly, but enough to be...
How many kilometres?
16, so 10 miles basically.
Okay, yeah.
So it's hilly for a 10-mile time trial, but I don't think it's I think that parkour is a bit open to everybody. If you're a big powerhouse and you can just keep the speed up on the climbs and make it up in between, you could win. Or if you're a super light climber, you could win. I think somebody like an Ed Laverack might go very well here, but he might get beat by, I don't know, Dan Bigham, something. Who knows?
Have those two people entered?
I don't know. They won't reply to my messages. So, anyway, so that's on the Friday, time trial. On the Saturday, on the Friday night, there's social thing. It says TBC, but there's social something in the evening. About a little bit. On the Saturday is the age group races, or they call them the Masters races. So The different age groups, so you're basically a senior man or woman up until you're 34 years old, and then 35 and over, it's 5-year age groups, staggered in the same way as what the
this is the
Gralloch
normal
is.
gravel
Yes.
age groups, yeah.
Why does it start at 35 then, age groups in gravel? I don't really know.
I don't know, someone just picks a number, I think, haven't they? But
I've been racing Masters crits for the last couple of years, over 30s.
yeah, so crits, the crits start at 30, but again, this is not a BC thing, is it? Whereas the Gralloch is...
The Gravel Champs is BC. The time trial.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
The actual Gravel Champs.
This is the actual Gravel Champs race. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why it's different to normal Masters, and why it goes up in 5s. Whereas again, with Crit Masters age groups, it's totally different, isn't it?
Still 5 at Crit Masters.
And then you have A, B, C, D.
Yeah, it's just what they call it there.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for the insight. So, right. So on the Saturday, there's the same start waves as similar to the Gralloch, so every 5 or 10 minutes there'll be a different age group starting. You're racing the same course as the elites, but the elites are racing the next day. I think this is brilliant because whereas at the Gralloch, the elites start 5-10 minutes ahead of you, and you never see them, other than Cam Mason, who punctured a new record.
I saw one.
Rode with Cam Mason for miles and miles. Yeah.
He rode me off his wheel.
Yeah. So you get, if you got it on video, so it's all right. You get the whole experience of doing your race, racing for positions in your age group, racing for your target time or whatever. And then the next day, if you want to stay around, you can watch the elites race on a 4-lap course. You're going to see them a few times. And you haven't got to worry about your race. You've done your race. You can have a few beers the night before. You can unwind and watch the sport that you hope you like watching. And I just think that as a weekend layout is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I do like the whole. You do your race on a Saturday and then you can watch the elites on a Sunday. I think you'll get a lot more. I mean, hopefully, it sort of creates a bit of an atmosphere around the elite race that you sort of get. I'm thinking of like a Belgian cyclocross race or something, where there's a lot of spectators. It's not the same because obviously, you have less laps on the gravel champs, but at least there's some laps where you can pick a point on the course, stay there, have a drink, watch the race. Yeah. I do like that as a concept, rather than racing at the same time as the elites. Yeah. On the Saturday night, they've listed that there's going to be entertainment and the bar's open until, it says brackets, late, something like that. I know it's not all about drinking, but what they're making is there's a social thing here. They want an atmosphere. Yeah. That's what they're after. Yeah, which is brilliant. Good. So, being in Yorkshire, what do you think to that for a location? I think, geography-wise, I think it's great. I think it's middle of the country-ish for a lot of people from no matter where you're at. It's going to be accessible rather than hosting it in the southwest or in Scotland even, where for a lot of people down south, that is a monster journey to get up to Scotland to do a gravel race. But again, I think if you're making it into a weekend and a multi-day sort of trip, then it kind of doesn't matter where it is because people can travel and stay over and make a bit of an event of it or a bit of a holiday of it. Whereas if you're just putting on events or the race on one day, then people traveling 7 hours to get there, for example, aren't going to really want to just travel 7 hours and back for one day. So making it into a weekend helps with people wanting to go and travel and stay over, I think. Yeah, I think it's great because it's in not a massive tourist hotspot, but there's lots of accommodation available. So I've entered it and first thing, okay, where's the accommodation? How much is it going to cost me? What can I book? Within 15 kilometres, I had loads of options. I was on it quite quickly, but I had loads of options of B&Bs or hotels or Airbnbs, those sorts of things. And cost-wise, I've ended up booking a converted barn. It's got one bed, but it's also got a pull-out bed. And for 2 nights, I've paid £214. And that £100 a night isn't cheap, but it's also not expensive compared to other things you've been to. Horrific. I mean, so you've entered the Gralloch as well, and I presume you've looked for accommodation for that. Yes. How did you find that, looking for accommodation around there? Because I've done the same thing, so I know what it's like. Yeah. Further away, more spread out, more expensive. Yeah, it was a lot more expensive and a lot less choice. Yeah. When I was booking for the Gralloch, so knowing that there's a lot of choice around gravel champs is good. There might be a bit of hosts in the area not knowing that there's a big event on. Sometimes in the first year something's on, they get taken advantage. Yeah, whereas if they know it's going to be the same place every year, then they might twig on and things become more expensive. But they're not committing to multi-year. They're just saying this is where it is this year. It's been in Suffolk in previous years. Last year it was in Scotland. Yeah, it was on stage 2 of some other gravel event, wasn't it? So
It's been here, there and everywhere, and I quite like that, different courses. So, yeah, I think that's great. I particularly think this is quite similar to marathons. Running at the minute, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but it's just booming. Everybody's running, everybody's doing marathons, everybody's marathon training. You can't get an entry for a marathon anywhere. Running and high rocks seem to be like the big things at the minute. I think there's loads of reasons as to why that is. Running is quite accessible for a sport. You just buy a pair of trainers and shorts and you're pretty much ready to go. High rocks, similar sort of thing. You don't need to wear a t-shirt at high rocks, apparently. You just do it topless, so everybody else does.
I think that's mandatory by the looks of it, isn't it?
Yeah, basically. So I think they're really nailing this because they're getting you to do your thing in your race, but also getting you interested in the elite race and people, leading and winning and stuff. So I, for one, I'm really excited. I did want to touch on entry prices though. For it.
How much?
It ain't cheap. The national champs race, I feel like it was either £95 or £100, including booking fee, and the time, which is a lot of money, but I think is better value than the time trial, which was, I think it was just under 50 quid. So
wow, for 16k or whatever it was.
Yeah, so it almost makes the national race look cheaper, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I think I entered them together, it was about £150, so not cheap.
Were they discounting it if you enter both races? Because that could be a nice way to go about it.
I don't think that there was. I don't remember seeing any sort of discount for that.
No, I think that would be a better way to sort of encourage more people to come up on the Friday.
I did think if they'd have some sort of general classification for your time trial time and your race time, so that could be in here. I don't think that's the best way to get more people.
No,
I think that's the best way to measure it, but it's definitely a way to get more people to do it.
Yeah,
because
if you have like a specific prize or something for it, and separate it a bit.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a thing. So and what do people? Let us know down below. What do you think about the British National Gravel Champs? Are you going to be doing it? What do you think? How much it costs? What do you think to where it is? Are you local to the course? And do you have any course tips for me? It'd be very gratefully received. I'm really interested to see who rocks up for the elite race.
Yeah, I think that is the interesting thing to me. Like whether, because you get a lot of the pro gravel races now, it's almost becoming a bit of a niche by itself, and you do see the same names turn up, but I think you'll see that expand quite quickly to World Tour pros and pros who are doing road races and things like that a lot more than you currently see now.
So gravel in America is massive. Gravel in Europe is quite big as well. Gravel in the UK isn't that big at the elite level, but there are still, like you say, more World Tour riders coming across to gravel, even if it's just in their season. So Connor and Ben Swift, we saw last year, do the Nationals. Connor win, Ben Swift second.
At Nationals?
Yeah, and now was it at the Gralloch? No, Matt Holmes won the Gralloch.
Yeah, they did the race in Wales, the gravel race in Wales.
Got it.
I think it was that one where they went off.
So I follow elite gravel racing on YouTube predominantly. So I don't know many gravel racers. I just know the YouTubers within the gravel scene. So my big hot picks this year. Maddie Nutt, I don't know if you've ever seen her channel before, but she lives in London, does a lot of racing out in Europe. I hope she's there. I hope she has a great race. I don't really know any other British elite gravel racers other than Maddie, who does a great job on the YouTube channel. And on the men's side, other than the Swifties and Matt Holmes, I don't really know anybody else.
Nathan Haas has sort of taken to doing a lot of these big races, but again, he's not British.
Yeah, exactly, not British. Yeah.
Alex Dowsett's done gravel racing before, so you might see Alex Dowsett there.
I think he raced in the age groups though at Gralloch, didn't he?
Dowsett?
Yeah, sure he did.
Sure
he's retired.
No, I'm pretty sure he raced I'm pretty sure he's up with the elites. Yeah.
Good, I hope he's not sub 35. He's not 30. He's older than that, surely. I'm so sorry if I offended you, Alex.
No,
if he's not my age group.
He was definitely in the elites.
Got it, okay, fine.
But yeah.
Does Dylan Johnson come in?
I hope not.
So yeah, any other thoughts about the British National Gravel Champs? Are we going to see as much of a buzz about it? I hope there's a live feed. You know, like the British National Road Champs, how we normally get a live feed of it. It's brilliant.
Oh, don't talk about live feeds.
Oh yeah, there's still none of that.
No, not that. I mean, the cyclocross, the National Cyclocross Champs. Massive uproar about no live feed, no coverage on TV. I think it was on the Red Button before, and it wasn't even on that this time. And then the winner of the women's National Cyclocross Champs, Zan Kreese, who we've had in here, helped her out with some shoes. She didn't even get selected for Worlds. So Yeah, I think if this is live feeded, then there needs to be some serious questions about cyclocross champs and why that wasn't.
Yeah.
But again, with this being a BC thing, you'd like to think that it is going to be live feed, or at least broadcast somewhere, or at least have some sort of way to follow the race. But again, if they're not going to do the cyclocross champs, what are they going to do on the track?
I don't know the inner workings. Please let us know in the comment section down below if anybody knows more than this. But with cyclocross, for example, I understand the British Cycling don't actually organise it. Although they're the national champs, it's other clubs and committees that organise it.
But why should that have a bearing on whether it's televised or not?
No, it shouldn't. I don't think it does. And particularly the gravel champs, I don't think it's British Cycling that organise it. I don't think they actually put on the event.
Okay.
Because Focal Events, who organise the Dirty Reaver, the Dalby Grit, they posted up saying, our friends at the British National Gravel Champs. It might be BC, but it might not be. I don't think that they do.
Regardless, if we can get some sort of televised feed, I mean, the gravel's big enough as it is at the moment, or getting bigger, like that would just kick it on massively.
On the cyclocross champs, I thought it was really good there because there was a girl who did a YouTube live feed.
I heard about this,
of the cross champs because there was no official feed, and it did really good numbers, and her commentary was brilliant because she knew the riders, she knew what was happening in the race, and it was awesome.
It is awesome.
I hope we see more of that.
But how ridiculous that is needed to be able to watch or follow the race. It's the national champs, for God's sake. Like, come on.
Okay.
Why should we have to rely on girls at the side or people at the side of the race filming it?
I'll do it at gravel champs. I'll be like, I don't know who that is. Oh, I don't know who that is. Oh, Alistair Brownlee. Oh, I don't know who that is. Ali Brownlee.
Well, we just need enough people to go and stand on every part of the course and feed at the same time, and we'll have full coverage. So if you're going to be out there, take your phone and feed it.
Okay. Dan, you're struggling with an injury at the minute. Probably not likely to race the gravel champs. Would you go and watch it?
Would I go just to watch? No.
Okay.
No, I'll follow your live feed.
I'll follow it for a while. Have I covered everything you'd like to know about the gravel champs, Dan?
I think so.
Okay, I am TBC on whether you're allowed a disc wheel on the TT or not. I need to read the rules in a bit more detail, but hopefully you are. Okay?
I look forward to hearing about your crash.
Yes. Thanks for watching.